back. Today we're going to be talking about polynomial division. So we kind of got into a little bit of this in 8.2.3. But we're going to get more in depth into it and really talk about how we can go, how we can find this polynomial division. So let's go ahead and get to the notes. Okay, so using what we know about the area model, work with your team or with me to fill out this puzzle below. To the left of the area model, we have the expression as product equals sum, and then the terms need to sum to 12x. So basically what that means. So we know our area model. And what we're going to do, because of this 2x to the fourth, we know that this has to be 2x cubed, because 2x cubed times x would give us 2x to the fourth. So then if we take 2x cubed times negative 4x, we get negative 8x cubed. And then because of this 4x squared here, we want to think about what is 12x squared, or what times negative 4 would give us 12x squared. And so that would be a negative 3x squared. And so then this would have to be negative 3x cubed. And so then this would give us negative 2x squared and negative 8x. And so we see that there are still some more boxes, and this is where this random thing, or what seems like to be random from our problem, is giving us. So we want whatever this and this is to add up to be 12x. So if we're thinking about this, we want negative 8x plus something to give us 12x. Oh, this should be a positive 8, by the way. Okay, so 8x plus what equals 12x? So that would be our 4x. So that means that 4x has to be here. And so then we can finish out our box. So then 4 times x would give us 4x. 4 times negative 4 would be negative 16. So then our sum is, again, whatever is inside our general rectangle. So this is 2x to the fourth minus 11x cubed plus 10x squared plus 12x minus 16. And so again, this 12x comes from here. And so then our product, this is going to be our length factor. And this is our height factor. If this would actually write. And so our product is going to be our height factor of x minus 4 times our length factor of 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. So that's our product. And so then our sum equals product. This is going to be 2x to the fourth minus 11x cubed plus 10x squared plus 12x minus 16 equals x minus 4 times 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. Okay, so now if we want to complete the area model below, write the expression as a product equals sum. So we have the sum right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that down here. So 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 16x plus 10. And then for our product, we have the height factor of 2x plus 5, but we don't know what our other product is going to be, what our other factor is going to be. So the way that we do that, and this is really the meat of what we're going to be talking about today, is we want to take our sum of 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 16x plus 10 and write that out. So I'm going to start with 6x cubed, and that's going to go here. Then I want to think about what times 2x gives me 6x cubed. And so I know that that is going to be 3x squared, because 3x squared times 2x gives me 6x cubed. And so then I go ahead and take 3x squared times 5 to get 15x squared. Now this is where it gets a little interesting, because we now want this next term to add to 7x squared. So we have 15x squared plus something equals 7x squared. So then 15 minus 8 would give us 7. So we know that this term has to be negative 8x squared. So then, again, I want to fill out this box right here. And so I'm going to think about negative 8x squared. What times 2x gives me negative 8x squared? So that would be negative 4x. And so then I take negative 4x times 8 times 5 to get negative 20x. And then I want these two boxes, these two diagonals, to add to give me negative 16x. So I think about negative 20x plus something equals negative 16x. And so negative 20 plus 4x would give me a negative 16x. And so then I take 2x times 2 would give me 4x. So then 2 times 5 gives me 10. And then these match up. So we are finished. And so we'll talk about what happens if they don't match up here in a little bit. So again, our height factor is already here. And so then now we write our length factor of 3x squared minus 4x plus 2. And so then again, our sum plus product is going to be our sum of 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 16x plus 10 equals 2x plus 5 times 3x squared minus 4x plus 2. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what it looks like with division. So what if it doesn't divide evenly? So what if we have a remainder? Let's look back at long division numbers and think about how we would write the answer for 29 divided by 7. So thinking about this, because 7 divided by 29. So 7 goes into 29 3 times. So we have 21 with a remainder of, actually goes into it 4 times for 28 with a remainder of 1. And so we would say that this is 4 plus 1 over 7. So keeping that in mind, if instead of multiplication, we want to write it as division. So if we have, so this is the same numbers that we just did in example 2. So we're taking this and then just writing it in a new way. So we have 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 16x plus 10 divided by 2x plus 5. That is going to equal 3x squared minus 4x plus 2. And so then this is what we had written before, 2x plus 5 times 3x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 16x plus 10. Okay, so we know that that one works out evenly, it looks very nice, so on and so forth. But let's say we made a mistake and we copied down the problem incorrectly, and instead of the equation, we now have plus 18 instead of plus 10. So the rest of our box is going to look the same. So 2x and 5, and then we have 6x cubed, which would give us the 3x squared, and then 15x squared. And so then again, remember, we want to get to 7, so 15 minus 8 gives us 7. So then this would be negative 4x, because negative 4x times 2x gives us negative 8x squared. So this would be negative 20x. Then we want to add 4 to get to negative 16. So then this would be just 2. This would be 10. But then to get us back to 18, because right now we have 10, so we need to add 8. So we have this written down here with a remainder of 8. But if we want to write it similarly to how we did up here, the way that we write this is we write our length term, or our length factor of 3x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 8 over, oh wait, that should be a plus 8 over 2x plus 5. Okay, so I'm gonna show this these steps written out. So go ahead and pause the video for yourself so that way you can write down these steps. Okay, so if we take the same example, so we're not doing any new work, we're still taking the same example that we just did for problem 4. So then to make our generic rectangle, because we have x cubed, I want to have 4 columns. So whenever I make my rectangle, I'm going to have 2 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Okay, so then we put our height factor in. And so that was our 2x plus 5. And then we put our highest degree of the expression in the top left corner. So that was our 6x cubed. And then we put the first length term by dividing the highest degree expression by the first height expression. So that's kind of wordy, but what that is saying is that I am going to do, I know that this is 3x squared because 2x times 3x squared gives me 6x cubed. So that is what this is saying. Then we're going to multiply to get 15x squared. And then we add the diagonals to the next term. So again, what this is saying is that we want 15x squared plus whatever this diagonal is going to be equal to our 7x squared. And so again, this is what we've done at the top. And so we know that our answer is negative 8x squared. But that is what this is saying. And so then we repeat steps 4 through 6 to fill in the rest of the generic rectangle. And so we've already done this, so I'm going to continue to just rewrite this in negative 20. So then we know that this would be negative 4x, so then negative 20. And this would have to be 4x because negative 20x plus 4x equals 16. And then this would be 2. And so then we get 10. But then 10 plus 8 equals 18. So this has to be 8. And so that is what this part is saying. The difference between the last corner and the constant is the remainder. And then to write your final answer, so your final answer is the length factor. So again, this is the length factor. This is the height factor. So I take the length factor of 3x squared minus 4x plus 2, and then in this case we're going to add 8. So add the remainder over your height factor of 2x plus 5. Okay, so we're going to look at 2 more examples of this. So again, this is going to be your sum. This is your height factor. So then we're going to put 3x and 1 here. And then this is my highest, so 6x cubed goes here. Then I want to think about what times 3x gives me 6x cubed. So that would be 2x squared. And then 2x squared times 1 would give me 2x squared. Then I want 2x squared plus something equals 11x squared. So that would be 9x squared. And so that goes here, because again, our diagonals have to add up to be the thing in the sum. And so then 3x times 3x would give me 9x squared. So this would be 3x. So then 3x times 1 is 3x. Then I'm going to do 3x plus something equals negative 12x from our sum. And so this would be negative 15x. So then 3x times negative 5 would give me negative 15x. So then this would be negative 5. And then we want our sum to be negative 1. So I'm going to take negative 1 plus 4. Sorry, negative 5 plus 4 gives me negative 1. So then that means that our remainder is 4. So then our answer to this problem is our length factor of 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 plus 4 over 3x plus 1. Okay, we're going to do one more. So this one we have to the 4th degree. So whenever we make our box, it's going to be 2 by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put x minus 2. And so then we take our highest degree. And so this is going to be x to the 4th. And then x cubed times x would give us x to the 4th. So then this would be negative 2x cubed. And then we want negative 2x cubed plus something equals negative 6x cubed. And so that would be negative 4x cubed. So then x times negative 4x squared would give us negative 4x cubed. So then this would be a positive 8x squared. Now, do we have an x squared anywhere in our thing? No. So we could write it in as 0x squared. So we have 8x squared plus something equals 0x squared. So we need to subtract x squared, 8x squared. So that way we don't get an x squared in our sum. And so then we would take x times negative 8x. And so then this would be a positive 16x. And again, we want 16x plus something to equal 18x. So that would be 2x. So then this would be 2. So this would be negative 4. And then that is what we want. So then our remainder is 0. And so x to the 4th minus 6x cubed plus 18x minus 4 divided by x minus 2 equals, so this is just going to be our length factor of x cubed minus 4x squared minus 8x plus 2. So if there isn't a remainder, we don't have to write it, obviously. But if there is a remainder, we want to write it like we did in the previous example. So if you guys have any questions, please be sure to hop on to office hours or the class meeting on Monday, and I will see you guys later. Have a good day.